Welcome back to Cloudy with the Chance of Regal, Episode 2, Wrath of a Poison Tree, where your hosts, Tania Newell,
Nia Glenn,
and Mackenzie Dargan.
Today we will be discussing the poem A Poison Tree by William Blake. But first, some background information on the author and the genre of the poem, followed by a reading of the poem by Mackenzie.
William Blake was a 19th century writer with the side hustle of being an artist. At a young age, he found a liking to biblical images and other forms of Gothic art. It is said that he would get his inspiration for his works of literature and artwork from the visions he would occasionally experience.
As for the poem itself, A Poison Tree was actually a part of a book series written by Blake known as the Songs of Experience. A Poison Tree was originally titled Christian Forbearance, with forbearance meaning the ability to have self-control. With the use of the poison being common in many of Blake's poems, the change in the title ties this poem to his other poems. The poem goes as follows. I was angry with my friend. I told my wrath did end. I was angry with my foe. I told it not, my wrath did grow. And I watered it in fears, night and morning with my tears. And I sunned it with smiles, and with soft, deceitful wiles. And it grew both day and night, till it bore an apple bright. And my foe beheld it shine, and he knew that it was mine. And into my garden stole, when the night unveiled the pole. In the morning glad I see, my foe outreached beneath the tree.
Thank you for such a great reading, Mackenzie. Already, we can tell that this four-stanza poem has a dark tone to it just by analyzing the specific words and phrases the speaker is using to describe their emotion throughout the poem.
The speaker says, I was angry, 2 times in stanza 1, and repeats the word wrath 4 times in that same stanza and nowhere else in the poem. The speaker then goes to say, I watered it in fears, night and morning with my tears in stanza 2. We as readers can infer that the speaker is going from recognizing their anger to letting it grow all out of fear. The speaker isn't sure what their anger is capable of, but doesn't attempt to control it.
We can see the lack of control in stanza 3 actually, when the speaker states, and it grew both day and night.
If we were to view this using a 21st century lens, this guy would definitely need to go to some sort of emotional counseling because he goes as far as to kill his foe with a poison apple. This act even satisfies his anger as he states that he sunned it with smiles in stanza 2.
This actually reminds me of the narrator from Edgar Allan Poe's A Telltale Heart. That guy was nuts, but he continued to reassure the readers that he wasn't, which just made him seem even more insane.
The only difference between Telltale Heart and this poem is that this poem is a first-person narrative. We know the feelings, thoughts, and actions of the speaker because they straight out tell us.
I also saw some of those biblical allusions that you said Blake likes, Tania. The speaker uses the word foe to describe his enemy and uses an apple to poison him. All in all, it's the diction that progresses this poem. Blake does an excellent job at using such linguistic terms to effectively convey the theme of what suppressing your anger can lead to, or your wrath, as a speaker would say.
And with that, we'd like to conclude this episode of Cloudy with the Chance of Regal. Thank you so much for tuning in, and come back next time for our 3rd and final episode where we're going to be analyzing longer fiction. Happy holidays, wear your mask when going out, and be safe.